Hello everyone, this is Jasmine from Jazzrose Art, and I decided to take the tutorial I did from my color theory video and just upload it on its own because I realized this is a character a lot of people that subscribe to me care about, and so he should get his own kind of recognition. So you are going to see a bit of like the color theory stuff in this video because I was using this drawing I did to teach. It was a sketch I had cleaned up and actually rendered, and so that way I could color it for the sake of tutorial purposes. But here today we have Dougal Mackenzie, played by the amazing Graham McTavish on the show Outlander. Dougal Mackenzie is Jamie Fraser's uncle, who is war chief to the Laird of the Mackenzie clan, who is his older brother Colin. And he is very important in the story of Outlander. And once again, if you have not watched all of the show or you don't want any spoilers or anything like that, you're always free to mute my sound on these videos and just enjoy the drawing itself. So for Dougal Mackenzie, I always got a very big kick out of him. Of course, you could be frustrated with him, but honestly, Dougal was a very interesting character. You really liked to watch what he did and some of his lines, and I love his delivery and the gruff voice he'd get, which is so funny because when I saw Graham McTavish for the first time after that, like just as himself, he is such a nice, calm, soft-spoken man, like such a sweet man. And so it's really funny because a lot of the characters that I've seen him play so far are more rough, tough, gruff, like when he's in The Hobbit as Dwalin the dwarf, I believe. And then that's where I first saw him, and then I saw him in this, and I believe I've seen him in other things, but I just can't place it right now. But I love Graham McTavish. It was his birthday not long ago. That's actually why I did this drawing in the first place, and I was going to post it, but ended up saving it for this video. It was a lot of fun to draw him. As you can see, I'm just mixing colors and everything. I promise that you will get to see more of doing the actual art, but in the meantime, yes, Dougal Mackenzie, he is a fantastic character. He is the character who taught Jamie a lot about fighting and kind of had Jamie live with him at Leoch or his land for a while to teach him a lot of different things on how to grow up in the world, how to be in the world, taught him how to play shinty, stuff like that. I absolutely love that scene in the first season when they're playing shinty. It makes me laugh every time. It's so good. Especially the scene with Murtaugh. So good. I only wish in some ways that we could have seen more of what goes on with Dougal rather than how he came to his end, which was very, very sad. I know why it had to be done, but it was very sad. So before all that, I liked enjoying seeing the way Jamie would talk back to Dougal, like when he would talk about Claire, like don't talk about her that way, and defended her and everything. And for the time period, Dougal actually was pretty upright, forthright, upstanding kind of guy, because of course in that time period many men were not as it's funny to say it because you can tell that in other ways he's not, but he's very controlled and he has some morals that a lot of guys then did not hold with. So like the way he protects Claire and keeps her safe and says that she is a guest of Clan Mackenzie, and even though they keep asking her, "Are you British spy? Are you going to go back to the British and tell them everything we did?" and all these different things, he actually did his best to keep her safe, protect her, and to not let any harm come to her. Yes, he wanted her to be watched all the time. Yes, he tried to keep her in line in the way that he thought he could. I really love the scene when he's drunk and Claire's in the hallway and he defends her from these two other guys And then she ends up hitting him over the head with a chair because he was getting a little too fresh with her. So, and when she tells Jamie that and he laughs, Jamie's laugh, I swear, could heal any illness I would ever have. I love that. The whole interaction in the way that Dougal affects everything, it's very interesting, and you can see that he kind of has a repertoire with everybody, not just like, oh, he's connected to the Laird, so he only really, we are only going to see him play off of that. Whereas he's more developed of a character. You can really see how he interacts with his brother is kind of like some of his issues he's struggled with, yet he loves his brother so much, but they don't see eye to eye very much because, like Colm said, Colm is crippled in body, but Dougal is crippled in mind. Whereas he doesn't see things the way it really is, he just sees it more in black and white than other people do. So he doesn't always set his sights on things that are achievable or realistic. He's more of a, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna affect change and it's gonna be exactly this way and we're gonna win and I don't care who says what. Whereas Colm's more of the logical, tactical, trying to do peace as much as he can and only defend when it's necessary, not when it's like when he wanted Jamie to take over and he was mad that Dougal had him marry Claire and he wanted him to take over still when he was really ill and he was dying over Dougal because he's like, Dougal, if you were half as popular as you thought you were, there'd be more men here to fight with you. But they all trust Jamie and I want him to help take care of Hamish until he's older, even though Dougal's technically Hamish's real father. And he's the next oldest in the clan. I know that they're Tanis though, so they choose their leaders. But it's just very, very complex. He has a lot of issues and a lot of things do lead back to his brother and how he interacts with him. But because of that, he also, the way he interacts with like Claire, they have their own back and forth when no one else is there. They have their own kind of relationship in the way they talk to each other. And the way he is with Jamie when it's just them and they talk to each other and they figure things out and they make plans to go rescue somebody or to go find a way to get out of a situation. And even when he has, Willie and Rupert and Angus, he has his own way of talking to them. Like, you can see all the relationships he has. It really does bring out more of a 3D character in him and allows us to see more of kind of an insight to the way Jamie's family life is and was, because Jamie also had mentioned about how Colm and Dougal wanted her to marry other people from other clans and not to run away with Brian Fraser, Jamie's father. They tried to set her up and do all these different things, and he's kind of like the connection that you have to Jamie's family's early life before Jamie. And so you can kind of see how he brings it in, being more subtle, not letting everything through. And he's just like the full-on for Scotland, everything's for Scotland, and he wants, of course, he's very much like a middle child. He wants to be seen, he wants to be heard, he wants to be looked upon in a certain way. He wants and demands respect from everyone. Like, the way he stands up to and talks to Black Jack Randall is pretty remarkable because not very many people would. He still is able to hold composure and yet stand up and actually make his point heard. Alright, thank you so much you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure to click like on this video to see more content like this and to subscribe to my channel for more fun art content. Alright, thank you so much you guys. Bye!